Look, it's a flood.
The flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
But yeah, it was really weird. I got 100 at my Spanish quiz while at a strip club.
What? You took your Spanish quiz for college,
Yeah,
at a strip club.
on my phone.
On your phone.
Yep.
That is peak millennial? Is that peak millennial?
I still tipped.
I would hope so.
Just
While you
head
sitting
down,
there
doing the
ignoring-
thing. All right,
Look,
here's $1. Keep going.
look. You already ignoring these hard-working women, right?
I don't ignore them.
I'm trying to imagine how you could focus on a Spanish quiz with all this ass shaking, with all this culo shaking in your face.
Well, a couple of them offered to help.
Booty cheeks just rising up and crashing through. This is Doc and Ziggy
This is Ziggy and Doc.
with the flood.
Yeah, buddy.
Keep them death threats
To 140 characters
or less.
I've forgotten to do that like the past two.
Did
Good
you?
catch on that, yeah.
Damn, I didn't
We're
even
sipping on
realize.
mimosas and orange juice. You
Yes.
wanna know why? You wanna know why?
Because guess what? Guess what? Guess what day it is?
1 year. Treading the flood.
One
Happy birthday, homie. For me? Yeah.
year later. Almost 1 year to the anniversary of COVID. Good God.
Yeah.
Now, every time we think about the beginning of our podcast, we have to think about COVID.
Yep.
It's insane. It's
It's gonna be real weird when we hit 500,000 listeners.
I know everybody's already done it's been a year, guys, but damn, son, can you, for real, really, think about it, it's been a whole fucking year of this
Yup.
bullshit. It's been a whole year of this bullshit.
Also, a whole year of this bullshit.
Happy birthday, homeboy. For me? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take this bullshit.
Yep.
This bullshit definitely helped get me through the year, and I hope it helped y'all get through the year.
I hope everybody knows how much time, energy, and effort I take into editing these episodes, but also how much I legitimately enjoy doing it, because Doc and I are really happy when an episode comes out. It's a podcast that we enjoyed listening to.
Not just that, we're truly happy that you guys enjoy listening to it. You know, we see our numbers reflected and all that. We've almost got 100 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
We've almost got, 50 followers on Spotify.
Which is surpassed the goal that we set.
None of that shit that's not small beans to us. We truly appreciate every single one of y'all for
We
listening.
have guests booked out multiple weeks.
We know the episodes can be a little bit long, so whether you listen for 15 minutes or you take it for the full ride, we truly appreciate it. Here's
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
another year wading through the water with your boys.
Way through the... I shouldn't be the one that sings that.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Nope. Nope.
So tell the folk what we got in store for them today, Zig.
Twitter is outraged over some dumb shit again.
Again.
And this one's really dumb.
What's new?
Concerts are coming back. LeBron is in the news twice.
Ooh.
Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. Well, we have a take on that, of course.
He has a take on that. We've already known what my take on that is.
The Zack Snyder Justice League Marathon.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Politics updates. What the fuck Kylie Jenner? What the fuck Elon? And
Are we really gonna compare the
Captain Falcon.
Falcon punch!
Falcon and
two? Winter.
Captain Winter.
Captain Winter, Falcon Soldier.
Captain Winter Falcon Soldier, Desu Chan.
So stick around.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 1.
Oh, is that what you want to jump into? You want to get straight into that? Because I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna hold you.
No. We might do a turtle take in that though. or we'll do like a first.
I mean, give your initial reports on it. I mean, I guess we should just like...
It's good. Seems to be a self-discovery, rediscovery type of thing, because it was a very tense episode with Sebastian Stan, aka Bucky, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He's in therapy, and like the close-up images.
Was he in therapy for like the whole episode, or like is there like, you know, shots of them doing shit and then reflections of him in therapy talking? Oh, okay.
And like they're talking about, oh, did you have another nightmare? And he's like, no. And the whole time, he's crossing off people on this list that he's making amends to.
Okay, so he's like going...
Yeah, and by making amends, some of them, he's like, alright, I'm sorry I killed this person, but the other things, he's like, okay, I helped these corrupt people get into power, so my making amends is by getting them locked up.
So do you think that's going to be like the basis for the show, is like Bucky trying to tie up all these loose ends and like... And
just basically reacclimate himself as a person.
Yeah.
And then...
Meanwhile, Falcon Sam, is like trying to take on his...
Yeah, he's moved back Nolans. And he's trying to...
Did you have to say it like that? You didn't have to say it like that.
Nolans. No, but he's now trying to catch up from 5 years, because he was gone in the snap.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so he's trying to catch up with the sister for like 5 years worth of bills and everything that was going on at his home.
Oh shit. Yeah, because
so it's basically gonna be like
America, right? And bills don't stop just because half of the people in the fucking universe got snapped out of existence.
Wow.
Gritty Energies was like, yo, we still need that fucking money.
Stark Industries didn't close.
Oh my god. It's so... Yo, I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. There's something hilarious to me about that.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Because, you know, maybe like in the first year or so, everybody's like, alright, we're getting adjusted, fuck it. You know, energy's free for a year or two.
Gee, that sounds familiar.
But then after that, they're like, nah, you niggas gotta get back to work.
Gee, that sounds familiar.
Oh, my grandmother blinked out of existence. Bitch, that was 2 years ago. Get over it. Everybody lost somebody in a snap. Anyway.
And then they all show up like Mr. Meeseeks and Rick and Morty.
Back to Bucky in therapy.
It's gonna be... I'm really excited about Bucky's story.
So do you think it's gonna be episodic in nature where it has a strong narrative behind it, or do you think they're gonna do like an episode of the week kind of detail? Like...
I think it's gonna be a strong narrative because it's only a 6-episode run.
Oh, is it? Okay. Damn, are all of these shows gonna be like that? Like
I wouldn't mind them doing it like
things? I mean, neither, and this kind of goes into my Justice League take, right? Because
I mean, they can do like sequel series, just
well, yeah,
they're using it as a way to maneuver through the universe.
You can always pick up and do another season of the show, right? If you have another story that you can tell with these characters. But it's kind of...
They'd have to find a way to situate it in the timeline, too.
I think, and I've always said this, it is a perfect way for, now that the budget is there, right? It's a perfect way for them to tell the narratives that are told in the comic books, right? Because, like, comic books have certain writers for a run of a series that writer tells his specific vision of... And
the production quality for Winter Soldier... for Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision was MCU quality.
Exactly, right? So let's get into Justice League.
Okay.
Here's my thing. Here's what I want to say from the jump. First of all, movie was good. Overall, it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was long as fuck, dog. And it just
could have been cut down by a lot if you just used less slow motion.
I mean, that's... Yeah, okay, that's entirely a take, right? Like, part of me felt like, damn, this movie's long. But then the other part of me felt like, you know, aside from a few action sequences here and there, I felt like the 4-hour runtime was necessary for the story that was being told.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I also feel like...
It felt like a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a Justice League movie, not like a Superman movie featuring Batman and all these other people.
It felt like a superhero movie. Like, Endgame and Infinity War kind of felt like sci-fi action flicks, right? Like, with
I think those things are almost their own beasts.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like Infinity War and Endgame are just so incredibly built up and all of these crossing narratives. Like they're their own things.
Even this Justice League movie, though, I felt like it was definitely a movie that was trying to compete with the build up around Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was a whole ass fucking odyssey featuring Homer. Like, what do you mean? This shit 4 hours long, told in how many parts? 6 parts?
6 parts and an epilogue.
And a fucking epilogue, right? That sets up for a sequel of some
that we'll never
kind.
get.
I doubt. You seriously think we won't get that sequel after the fucking hype around this shit?
That's fair. HBO will just throw the dollars behind it.
Come on, man. It's not hard to see that the money is there. Like, especially if they let Zack Snyder do the shit the way he wanted to.
I just wish he doesn't even have to cut the slow-mo. He can just speed up the slow-mo.
Stop. Okay, like, here's my point. All of this shit would be better as TV series.
High production TV.
As a high production TV series.
With, the cinematic narrative, thinking Game of Thrones.
Exactly. If they had let Zack Snyder direct, maybe this shit could have been fleshed out.
6 episodes.
6 episodes. Same shit Marvel's doing now, right? 6 episodes. And if they really wanted to go full hammer with this shit, then you can release the sequel in the fucking movies, right? Like, the narrative has already been told. Like, I just feel
it's almost like you said with anime, where they're doing a series and then they do the OVA movie.
Yeah.
The canon OVA movie.
It's a perfect model. It's a perfect model, son. And it would have made, to me, this 4-hour runtime make way more sense.
And it saves us a lot of trouble, because do we really want to watch 20 episodes of these people on a 3-hour train ride? It reminds me of the fucking end of the Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It was 12 episodes for 5 minutes.
Fucking 3 episodes of Goku screaming.
Adding some Zack Snyder slow-mo. It did feel very 300, though.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is Zack Snyder's best movie.
I think Steppenwolf, that was all Steppenwolf's. And him being the main villain definitely just gave off this very, gladiator-esque kind of aesthetic. I don't know, the movie was...
Darkseid being in it at all was sweet.
I feel like Darkseid, okay, here's me comparing DC and Marvel, right? I feel like the Darkseid design is a poor answer to the Thanos design. I guess even the hype built around I just don't feel the same, I don't get the same reaction to seeing Darkseid on screen that I got to Thanos showing up.
Nope,
you know what I mean?
not at all.
It's not there. But their movies have never really, their live action movies have never really been their strong suit. I think they're animated.
Oh, those always kill.
Yeah, those are always...
Why? Because they're held down by Kevin Conroy.
But I mean, you said you watched it in parts.
Yeah, I watched it over 2 days.
I watched that bitch in one sitting. In one sitting, and as I told you earlier, I was fairly tossed. We had ourselves a nice little dinner party, and I found out it is true. Beyonce's music does fit with everything. We were listening to music as I put this shit on, and fucking what was it? Ape Shit was playing as the intro to Justice League rolled in, and everybody was in here geeking about how like perfectly the song fit with the opening credit roll. And if you don't believe me, just try it. I can't tell you what time we started in that. All I can tell you is that this Beyonce song seamlessly rolled into the fucking intro of Justice League. And it had me fully invested in this 4-hour ride that I was about to take. So thank you, Beyonce, for making Justice League a better movie.
That's not even the wildest thing I've seen people thank Beyonce for. Not even close.
It also should have been in the Snyder Cut. Zach, get on it.
Man, I wonder what the budget is to license a Beyonce song for a movie.
And on that note, I think we should take a little
break!
So did you ever see Uncut Gems?
I did!
Did you watch it? You liked it? Did you like it?
I mean,
Did you like it? Did you like it?
of course I liked it. It's about the Boston Celtics and it has Kevin Garnett in it. Of course I liked it.
So how did you like Adam Sandler's performance though? Because you know his
It was
serious
good.
roles were always hit and miss.
It was good. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
I
He definitely
still
played like the
haven't-
skeezy, like gem hustler well.
Okay. I still haven't seen it. And you know, it sucks because I really wanted to see it. That was like one of those movies that I wanted to go like see in theaters, and because I didn't see it in theaters, I never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
The last thing, Adam Sandler's always he's funny to me, right? Because like he's like literally funny to me, and his art is funny to me because he now just like exists in the lexicon as like a funny guy, right? And it doesn't matter how many bad movies Adam Sandler puts out, he still is like the go-to like funny white guy.
Funny Jewish guy.
Funny Jewish guy with Seinfeld? Is Seth Rogen
No,
Jewish?
not Seinfeld.
Oh.
Like Larry David though. I think Larry David's Jewish.
I'm pretty sure Larry David's Jewish.
Yeah. I was watching some Curb Your Enthusiasm
Who
last
do you
night.
think is funny here? Seinfeld or Adam Sandler?
Seinfeld.
Really? I might have to go with Adam, yo. Because we were talking about this off mic, and I don't think you've seen it, but the last special he did on Netflix, 100% Fresh, that shit was actually pretty good,
I
yo.
think Adam can do a wider range than Jerry.
Yeah.
Like the movie Funny People, that is one of the one of the most polarizing movies I've seen in the past like 10 years. People either love that movie or hate that movie. I love that movie.
That's why I said his like serious roles are always
And it's like it's like pseudo serious. Well, it's actually super serious, but he's still telling jokes.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like the Truman Show. You'll laugh, but it's not funny.
You'll laugh because it's awkward. And you're like, ooh, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. Yeah, Adam's weird to me, how he just can ride that, like, wave so... It's the same... I feel like it's kind of the same wave that Jim Carrey rides. Like, you know, we always enjoy Jim, but we don't enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't see Sonic the Hedgehog, did you?
I saw parts of it. That was pretty good. I was specifically thinking about Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Oh. No, I mean,
Just now.
the first one that popped in my head was Sonic. I was like, holy crap, they got Jim Carrey
Yo,
out of retirement?
The way you said "oh" just now makes me think that you don't even remember Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Nope.
Just now. There's a fucking Jim Carrey movie where he was in charge of taking care of, like, what, 7 penguins? It was... Yeah. Don't ask me the premise for the rest of the fucking
I wonder
movie.
how much money they threw in for that.
Exactly. That's all I'm wondering. I'm like, how much money does it cost to get Jim Carrey to walk around set pretending to be surrounded by fucking penguins for, like, I don't know. How long do you think that movie took to film?
I don't know. I don't even know what movie you're talking about. So.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
And I think that says a lot right there.
Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler?
Jim Carrey.
Damn, Adam, I'm sorry. I'm trying for you, yo.
Truman Show for me holds a lot of weight. A lot of weight.
Truman Show? Nigga, fucking Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Oh, there's rumors that they're making a new one of those. And it's gonna be written by the Sonic the Hedgehog writers, speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, be on the lookout for that. I don't have much more information on it than that. I really kind of saw it in passing somewhere. But, yeah, there may be a new Ace Ventura movie coming out.
Yeah, I remember when they made a new Indiana Jones movie. That
Okay,
went
but,
super
like,
well.
Harrison Ford is a good actor, right? But his movies are, like, hit or miss, right? Like...
Cool Zach will be throwing hands over that one. Harrison Ford's like one of his favorite people.
Okay, but can you name a Harrison Ford movie that isn't Star Wars or
Clear
Indiana
Present
Jones?
Danger.
What was that even about?
He was a part of the Secret Service. Hunt for Red October. They're 2 Tom Clancy movies.
Do you really be watching The Hunt for Red October, though?
Also, Star Wars.
I said that isn't Star Wars or Indiana Jones.
Oh. What's a story, Morning Glory? I mean, really, if you're Han Solo and Indiana Jones, do you need much else?
Nigga, you didn't even say Blade Runner, though.
Oh, wow. You're right. That's bad.
The fuck? See, that's
I
what I'm
remember
talking about. You don't care about Harrison Ford like that.
No,
Stop it.
the Clear Present
Stop
Danger
it.
and Hunt for Red October are fucking amazing.
So is fucking Blade Runner. You still...
Sorry, I didn't remember that one.
Was he in Apocalypse Now? Who was he in Apocalypse Now? Harrison Ford is not in this movie. Bing is lying to me. See, this is why people don't use Bing.
Stupid ass Bing.
Did you even see Ender's Game? I bet you haven't even seen Ender's Game, son. Out here trying to convince me you fucking care about. You seen American Graffiti? Huh? No? No. Trying to convince me you care about Harrison Ford. Stop it.
Wow. You're on a savage mode today.
These niggas ain't watched The Rise of Skywalker. Quit it.
I mean, I did watch Rise of Skywalker, but I'm also not super invested into Star Wars or really remember about what happened in episode 7 and 8, so I was just like, woo, this is like a roller coaster.
The only reason you watched The Fugitive is because it had Tommy Lee Jones in it. Stop playing.
Wow. I don't know why, but for some reason, I feel like Harrison Ford did a movie that was like The Weatherman, but wasn't The Weatherman. You know, the Nick Cage movie where he carries a longbow around?
Wasn't that The Witness?
That movie is called The Weatherman. It's got Nick Cage.
Yeah, I mean...
Nobody forget, Nicolas Cage has an Oscar.
Damn, wasn't Harrison Ford in that movie about, like, the dude who crashed in the, like, frozen wilderness where he fought the wolves in the end? What was that movie? God damn it.
Not The Revenant.
No, not The Revenant. People are probably, like, screaming at their fucking computer, like, their speakers right now. Like, you fucking idiot! How did you name all of those movies just now but can't remember that one? Don't blame me, blame IMDb. Oh my god, why is it so hard to find the fucking movie list? Jesus Christ, yes, because all the things I want to know about the actor are about his life.
Harrison Ford is an older version of David Duchovny.
What? Nigga, that's more random than this fucking segment. What are you talking about? What could you possibly...
Just think about it.
No, I'm gonna need you to explain yourself.
I don't have an explanation. I just need you to think
don't
about
have
it.
an
Just think
explanation.
about it. It just popped in my head and I was like, I don't know why. It just feels right.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's all wrong.
Digivolve 2!
But I will say that Harrison Ford is the New England version of Matthew McConaughey. And speaking of Matthew McConaughey...
Nice transition there.
There are rumors circling about, and by rumors I mean there was an article in the
Rumor has it.
And by rumor, I mean there was an article in the Texas Tribune that says that he may be flirting with, just a little bit, the idea of running for governor of Texas. Get the fuck out of here. Stop.
Alright. Those are rookie numbers. You got pumped into that.
Have you niggas not learned from...
But have you seen him lead the Marshall football team?
Okay, so does he think...
After tragedy.
So do you think he's going... Does he think he's going to be the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Texas? I'm the libertarian man this state needs. Alright.
I wonder if he'll still act. That would be funny.
Is that not a conflict of interest? No, I guess not, right? Like...
I mean, he would just get skewered in the media. Like, you're the governor of Texas, spent most of your time in Los Angeles!
Wow, was that your impersonation of a journalist?
Laura Ingraham.
Wow.
So I wouldn't say a journalist.
Wow, shots fired. I mean, who the fuck is calling Laura Ingraham a journalist? This bitch gotta be kidding me. So, yeah, I mean, after doing Dallas Buyers Club, it looks like he's ready to, buy Dallas or get out there and, I guess, represent the Lone Star State.
I mean...
Can you see it? Do we know anything? Like, I feel like even the article was like, his politics are kind of, like, ambiguous, right? Like, as far as we've seen, they're really non-existent. He's not really vocal about any real issues, I guess, other than, I don't know, environmentalism, like...
Whiskey.
And
bourbon, specifically.
So, I mean, he's donated to, like, cancer research and, like, disease foundations, not disease foundations, but disease research foundations.
General good things.
Yeah. Melanoma research and stuff like that. The typical, what looks like typical, tax dodging shit.
Well then. Just gonna go right at it, aren't you?
I mean, what the fuck is the point? Like, we're on here talking about, like, social responsibility. Why do I need to pretend like Matthew McConaughey is donating money for anything other than, like, tax dodging? Like, he makes tons of fucking money. Why do you think he's a resident of Texas? They probably don't tax for shit. That's why Elon just moved there, right? Isn't that why? Like,
and Joe.
Yeah, like, stop. Stop. Elon Musk and Joe Rogan moved to Texas, and now Matthew McConaughey is thinking about running for governor. Come on.
We already know Texas is its own world.
Technically, its own country. Right?
It's been trying.
They think.
It's been trying.
I don't know. I feel like, aesthetically speaking, it's not a bad look. But yeah, as far as his politics and stuff are concerned, I'm not really, like, seeing too many things that indicate he could be terrible one way or the other. I don't personally, I don't know, he doesn't look like he wouldn't be too conservative, but I also can't imagine him being super left-leaning either.
Yeah. But I can't imagine him being, like, a talking head puppet.
We're talking about the oligarchy, though. Like, this is the rich, like, governing the poor.
Well, in that case, you really think they would want Matthew McConaughey as governor?
Hell the fuck yeah, it's all about brand recognition at this point.
Well, no, he has to get canceled first.
I think...
You need to get Matthew McConaughey canceled to win the governorship in Texas.
That's not hard. Have you ever seen Fast Times? What is it, Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
No, he was in American Graffiti.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. That's the movie that's the movie where alright is from.
Is that the movie where he said the reason I love high school girls is because I get older and they stay the same
age?
Because all I'm saying is it wouldn't be hard to find a reason to cancel Matthew McConaughey. Probably not. No, was it Dazed and Confused? That's the movie it was.
I've been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, look, I'm not trying to get Matthew McConaughey canceled. I don't really care about him all that much. I do think it's funny that these celebrities, I mean, weren't we just talking about Will Smith and his whole, like, there's rumors that Will Smith is, like, flirting with the idea of running for president, and...
That one's new to me.
For real? We didn't talk about that? Oh, yeah. Nah, I mean, he's always talked... He's got that new show on Netflix all about the 14th Amendment and shit called Amend, where they're trekking through history and speaking on, like, the cultural relevancy and the historical importance of the 14th Amendment. And, after that came out, there were a couple of articles that I saw about him flirting with the idea of running for president. And
I just want the side-by-side image of him in front of the White House and then him in front of the White House from Independence Day.
I'm thinking, I immediately thought about him as president and The Rock as vice president, and I was like, what would this country look like?
Well, no, The Rock and Tom Hanks joked that they're like, everybody loves us.
Was it? I thought we made that joke.
No, SNL did that one.
Oh, was it SNL that made that joke? Oh.
They're like, we are the most, two of the most universally beloved celebrities in the world.
He's stealing SNL jokes. No, I'm like, no, I mean, honestly though, The Rock and Will Smith might be a better pair. And then we can have, you know, Bill as like fucking, I don't know, Office of the Interior or something like that. Yeah, no, so Will is talking about running for president. Matthew McConaughey
You
out
can
here.
have fucking like Bill Burr as Department of Homeland Security.
Why would that even be a thing? If The Rock is vice president, why would Department of Homeland Security be anybody other than Stone Cold Steve Austin? What are you talking about?
You are so right. Austin 316.
What the fuck are you even talking about? Come on now. Either come correct or go home. That would be their slogan, right? Either come correct or go back where you came from.
Just I Am Legend.
Just to make it, you know, just a little racist for middle America. Because it's, you know, it's a black guy and a half black guy, so we can't necessarily be sure.
It's a black guy and to the rest of America,
a racially ambiguous guy telling people to go back where they came from.
I don't even think we know where The Rock stands on politics.
Oh, he's totally libertarian. Are you serious? Come on, are you serious? This man is like super like broed out. Like he's aggro as fuck. You think he would be anything?
But he's
other
also
than
like
libertarian?
apparently everybody's best friend. He's the best friend you've never met.
Cause Don't Tread on Me people seem really cool until you start to ask them about like socially conscious things. Like, I just don't want the government in my business. Yeah, we can all start there. That's a great like breaking point to start at. Yeah, I don't want the government in my business too much either. I do want them to stop fucking Google from recording everything I say every time I say the word Google, and they can agree with that too, right? And it gets, you know, you work on down until you get to rioting for, you know, Black lives. And it's like, well, you know, if somebody show up on my doorstep trying to throw a brick, nobody said that was gonna happen. Like, yeah, no.
You know what somebody
There are
said?
a couple
Nothing
people
was gonna.
I'm sure I triggered just now, right? Antifa! But anyway.
Hey, I like it here. How about a
Oh
job?
man, there's two different directions and one of them is really dark, so I'm not gonna go that way with that transition.
I mean, why not?
Speaking. No, we're not gonna do that one. All right, so
Oh, I think I know where you were going. No, Save that for later.
Nope, not doing it.
Why didn't we go in
Save
and-
that for
Biden
later.
fired a couple of staffers for admitting that they used to smoke weed.
Whoa, what? That's news to me. I
Yup.
did not hear that. But also, not surprising, right? Because
Top cop is the vice president.
Yeah, seriously. And not just that, like, Biden's already talked about how he doesn't plan on decriminalizing marijuana. He doesn't plan on looking any further into the whole idea. He's just gonna let the states do as they will so he doesn't piss off the liberals too much. Like, we're talking about a dude who had, and, you know, all respect to addiction and addiction problems, but we're talking about a dude who funded the crime bill and has two sons who were, like, addicted to hard drugs. So, yeah, do we really think he's gonna be lenient on pot? Like, of course he doesn't think that pot's as dangerous as he probably used to think, but that doesn't mean that he's gonna be known as the, come on, we're talking about fucking Top Gun president. Like,
Yeah.
Top Gun president and Top Gun vice president. And we think that they were going
Top
to be the
gun
ones...
president and top cop vice
Right.
president.
No, and we thought that they were going to be the ones to end the drug war.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on. I'm not surprised by that, but the optics of him firing staffers who have smoked weed before, I don't know who he's... Okay, so... Actually, I was going to say I don't know who he's trying to appease with that, but I do. Like, let's stop pretending Biden isn't, like, a fucking liberal Republican president. Like, I watch some more news hosted by Cody Johnston and written by him and Katie Stoll. They used to write for Crack Magazine or whatever. And they host, like, a kind of, like, pseudo daily show YouTube show called Some More News, and they did a whole segment on Joe Biden and how he should have run as a Republican president against Trump, and how he probably would have fared a little bit better had he actually run as a Republican president, because a lot of his fucking policies are like I said, pseudo fucking liberal Republican shit.
Yeah.
Like Ronald Reagan-esque shit. Him and Barack, you know, both of them were like light Republican. Most Democrats nowadays, that's why a lot of us millennials don't even identify as Democrat, because they're just fucking soft Republicans. Centrist Democrats are nothing other than soft Republicans.
Yeah. And that's what is apparently taught globally, is there, like, the whole political spectrum in America is skewed right.
Yeah, it is. It extremely is. That's why Bernie seems like a fucking leftist, and he's like far from a leftist. Sure, Democratic Socialist is, you know, the perfect title for that, but I mean, most Democrats are like socialist leaning. Like, anywhere else, in any other like function of like politics, most Democrats are like socialist leaning. Like social programs to help uplift and bolster the middle class. Those aren't progressive stances in other countries.
Well, speaking of progress, concerts are a thing again!
What a transition.
Lightkeeper Lil B just told us a couple of days ago that he bought tickets for a show in July. My Deftones tickets are currently still on.
I mean, look, with I heard that Biden reached his 100 million shots in 100 days.
Well ahead of time.
Yeah, like 43 days early, right? So at the given rate, over what they said, like something like 57% of Maryland is vaccinated at this point.
57?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's, you know, it's looking like now with things back to politics as usual, we will be
might actually be back to normal by the end of the year.
or, you know, establishing a new normal by the end of the year, because we will still they're still, you know, advising that people not gather in large spaces if they, and, you know, in close quarters. Large spaces and close quarters if they don't have to. They're still advising that people wear masks when they do go to, spaces that aren't well ventilated and things like that. But also they're saying if you're fully vaccinated and inoculated, then you're more than welcome to, I guess, fuck around and find out. So
I mean, they're giving everybody like you got one saying that you were vaccinated, right?
Yeah, no, I did. A card that came along with my first dose. I go for my next
I imagine
dose
businesses
in
at a certain
April,
point are gonna be like,
well, that's what they're doing in Israel, right? Like in Israel, you get like this little QR code that you scan, and it gives you almost like a passport, right? Like a vaccination passport that lets you get into venues for concerts and things like that. And it says that I can be in here without a mask on because I've been vaccinated. Like over here, they would see that as an invasion of privacy or whatever because we fucking managed to politicize a goddamn pandemic. But America. So, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, though, that that's what's going on in Israel, and I wish we could do stuff like that over here, because it would give the fucking Karens who are complaining about still having to wear a mask, and using that as an excuse to not get vaccinated, an incentive, right? It's like the carrot on the stick kind of shit. But, Biden said by 4th of July... everything should be back open. So
what he said was by 4th of July, we will be able to have barbecues with our families in our backyards.
So good old-fashioned America. Not in time for Juneteenth, just for my folks of color out there, but just in time to celebrate America. Look, it's honestly more than welcome at this point. Like we said at top, it's at the top. It's been well over a year, way longer than any of us anticipated. People don't even fucking remember Tiger King anymore.
Yeah.
Remember when this shit was fun and it was cute and in these uncertain times, Toyota cares about you. Now Toyota is
it's no longer uncertain. We're pretty certain where we're at.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see, what kind of summer is going to be. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a quick break and then we're going to talk about what you think the summer is going to look like post vaccine.
Break!
There were several things leading up to the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, it wasn't just the assassination of Franz Ferdinand that made that whole shit jump off. It was the constant, armaments arrangements, that was going on. There was a whole arms race that was happening before then, and we only think about the one that, between us and
people
Russia.
Bitching over borders. That's what it mainly was people bitching over borders.
Yeah, I mean, each European sovereignty trying to spread out for resources and shit. It's always about resources, but that's besides the fucking point.
Well, at least it seems like the borders in Europe are rather stable now.
Did you forget about, Ukraine and Crimea?
That's Eastern Europe.
I mean, I don't know.
Europe, I mean, Europe.
The police the police state around here just keep getting wilder and wilder. I mean, Georgia is literally trying to pass voter suppression laws. It's like we live in 1920, 95, 76. What the fuck kind of shit is going on here?
I don't know. That's just a reminder that none of this is normal. We're done, guys. Just kidding.
Wouldn't it be wild if we actually just cut off right there? And I got to talk about the rest of this shit today.
Speaking of LeBron James. LeBron James. You want the good news or the bad news first?
What? There's both?
Yes.
I mean, good news?
The good news is LeBron James is now a part owner of the Boston Red Sox.
How much, like, is it like the same way Jay-Z owned the Nets, or is it like...
It's probably like, you know, LeBron is maybe a 5%, 5% of the Boston Red Sox is fucking ginormous, regardless.
I mean, still, right, like, that's boss moves. Owning a Major League Baseball team is no fucking joke.
Yeah, no, LeBron's really...
That's
like,
Moneyball at that point.
Like, right? I'm pretty sure he's going to try to buy an NBA team when he's retired.
I'm surprised he hasn't.
You know, when he's retired 15 years from now.
Yeah, you think 15 years? Is this how long?
I'm being facetious.
I mean,
but who knows with that guy?
I was getting ready to say, because LeBron's got to be like, what, how old
He's in
now?
his 18th season.
That's fucking crazy. That in itself, right, is like iconic, right? Like, who else is
Kobe played 20, Nowitzki played 20. But they were both, like, dragging by, like, year 17. LeBron is still in the MVP discussion. Well, he was until, here's the bad news. He has a high ankle sprain now, and he's out indefinitely. So the Lakers are without LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Damn.
Real bad.
So what are the standings looking like so far? Because I haven't kept up with the season.
Well, the Lakers without AD have been, like, floundering. Boston's under 500, and we're a disgrace right now.
We've been a disgrace for the longest time.
Lakers are probably going to keep falling. That's just bad. This is the first time LeBron, well, except for 2 years ago when he had a groin injury, but it probably wasn't that serious because the Lakers were out of playoff contention. So he kind of was just like, all right, I'm like 35. Let me just chill for the rest of this year.
Damn.
But so this would be the first impactful, substantial injury LeBron's ever had. Ever. He's in his 18th season.
That's crazy. So according to Bing, Robert Parrish has the longest running basketball career, followed by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Neither of those surprise me.
Third is John Stockton, who played from 1984 to 2003.
Yeah,
Robert Parrish played from 1976 to 1997.
Wow. Robert Parrish. Retired Celtic. Retired Celtics number, yep.
Then number 4 is Karl Malone from
Fuck Karl Malone.
1985 to 2004.
Fuck Karl Malone.
And number 5 is Kevin Willis, 1984 to 2007.
And then I bet you just below that a little bit are Kobe, Nowitzki,
Reggie Miller, Clifford Robinson.
Jamal Crawford should be up there, but
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd did play for a while. He was on the 2011 Mavericks championship team. I've never been able to tell if Jason Kidd is white or black. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. You know, I don't really know off the top of my... Wait, it says he is African American and Irish.
Oh.
That's probably why he looks fairly racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
But that's tight though. So LeBron is a new owner, or a part owner
Of the Boston Red Sox.
Boss move.
Which is cool considering the Boston Red Sox sordid history with race.
But you know, what's even wilder to me is that even with that, it still doesn't make him as rich as Kanye. You didn't think I was gonna slide that in on you, but I did.
I'm amazed that I'm honestly amazed that Kanye is worth more than LeBron.
A billionaire now. Yeah, I'm kind of.
No, LeBron is a billionaire.
Is LeBron a billionaire?
LeBron's a billionaire.
Are you sure about that?
With all of his businesses and things, yeah, LeBron's a billionaire.
Are you sure about that? Are you willing to put some money down on it?
I will bet you a whole $1.
Like the whole thing, 4 quarters.
The whole
100
thing,
pennies.
4 quarters. I'll give it to you in 2 rolls of 50-cent pennies if you want. But if I'm right, I want 20 nickels.
According to Celebrity Net Worth. So you can take this for how you want to take it. In 2020, LeBron James was worth an estimated $500 million a year. Give me my dollar.
God damn it. I'll Venmo you.
Fucking, but yeah, Kanye, on the other hand, estimatedly reported 1.7 billion, right behind Jay. Right behind Jay. And you know, the initial reports were saying that he was worth like 6.6 billion, trying to make him the richest, the richest black man in America. But that is sadly not true. Those numbers were based off of, like I said, a speculative, I guess, sales growth with his new like Gap deal and all the other deals that he's got going on. Robert F. Smith is the richest black man in America, and I believe he's worth like fucking like $11.6 billion or some shit like that. Yeah, he worked for some kind of hedge fund or some shit. Bing has his net worth at $7.05 billion. So just under, not just under 11 billion, but yeah. So Kanye, not the richest black man in America, not by a long shot. Even at his 6.6 billion, that still wouldn't have made him the richest black man in America. It'd have made him the second richest black man in America. Way do you know Kanye press, even with him, because like, this isn't anything to be shitted on, right? Like, $1.7 billion is not, like, that's not, like, fuck off money. Like, I mean, not, you know what I mean.
Well,
like, it's an unfathomable amount of money.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Speaking of incredibly wealthy people, there was a tweet that said, attacks on Elon Musk for his wealth are ridiculous. To which Elon Musk himself responded, I am accumulating resources to help make life multiplanetary and extend the light of consciousness to the stars. This dude sounds like he's playing Age of Empires.
That's a tax write-off. I'm not saying, okay, so...
Construct more pylons.
Ooh. So how much, what's Elon's net worth?
Oh, man.
Isn't it like 23 billion?
Yeah, he's worth an absurd amount of money now.
Oh, 162.4 billion. Excuse me, Lord Musk. Jesus fucking Christ, Joe. That's what I'm talking about. See, and then he has the audacity to try and defend himself against a tax argument by saying that he is using his money benevolently to save us from the scourge of climate change. Oh, thank you, Lord Elon. Thank you. No, suck my dick. Tax this nigga. Tax this nigga and build roads. Let's upgrade the infrastructure.
Elon would totally be down to build roads to the stars.
Exactly. He's trying to build a home for the rich on another planet. Like, let's not pretend like that's anything other than what it is. We talked about, the space tourism and stuff a couple of episodes back, but let's not pretend like we could afford that shit right now, currently on our 50 subscriber. Hey, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate all 50 of you. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, 50-ish? Maybe more? We're not sure, actually.
Maybe less. Who knows? But
it's not less. We know at least we have like 47.
My point is, I don't think our subscribers could get us to a space hotel. If you guys could, though,
that would be dope.
We would totally live stream.
Oh, yes.
What I'm saying is, Elon trying to dodge these, tax the rich arguments. I saw fucking the rich aren't evil trending on Twitter the other day.
We should start a GoFundMe. Like the first podcast recorded in space. Jesus and Mero haven't done it. Breakfast Club haven't done it. Where's TGZ? They're on the ground. We can go planetary to the moon.
Like Pop Smoke said, son. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Know what I mean? Wait, I probably said that all kinds of wrong. I said that shit all kinds of wrong.
Lupe said, if you shoot for the stars and if you fall, you land on a cloud. Remember when Goku couldn't fly and he had to fly around on the flying Nimbus cloud?
What would you do for your own personal flying Nimbus cloud, though? That shit would be lit.
It'd be better than having the Aladdin flying carpet, because that carpet was temperamental as fuck.
Yo, could you imagine getting shit-faced and then riding home on a fucking flying Nimbus?
That would be dope.
No, it wouldn't, because you would fall off that bitch. You know how many times you would fall off that bitch?
Goku never fell off of that thing!
You'd have to, yeah, because Goku wasn't getting shit-faced.
Maybe it's got like straps, like it's a snowboard.
Right, you can tuck your feet in, and then just imagine seeing somebody like flying home slumped off their flying.
But the thing is they're not even flying, like they're just levitating still in traffic.
The flying Nimbus is on the sidewalk and you just bent over this shit like a U. Oh, there we go again.
First podcast in space.
To bring it back.
That's our niche. We need to go to space.
And be the first podcast to report from outside of the atmosphere.
We'll give all of the news updates from space.
That's fucking cool. And on that note, break!
Hey, better days. Got me thinking about better days. Better days, better days, better days. Hey, better days. Got me thinking about better days. Time to question our lifestyle, look how we live. Smoking weed.
Actually, I know what I want to start on.
Son, that shit was wild.
I know what I want to start on.
What do we
I have one, Russia or Florida. This one's pretty obvious. It's just a great headline.
Insert theme music here.
Man finds walrus sleeping on top of his submarine.
So that's totally Russia, right?
That's definitely Russia.
First of all, not that Florida Man doesn't have a submarine, because we all know Florida Man has a submarine.
Yes. It's the walrus part.
Where did Florida Man get a walrus? Not that it is beyond Florida Man to obtain a walrus, right?
Florida Man could have taken their yacht to the Arctic Ocean.
See, but that is when the article becomes Florida Man brings back walrus Antarctica on top of submarine, right? It's not about the walrus falling asleep anymore.
What if the walrus's tusks were like implanted in the submarine and it's kind of just attached to it, like.
Do you know how big them bitches can get?
Yeah.
Like,
I saw a picture. That thing was huge.
Yo. Oh, you did see a picture
Yeah.
of this one? Yeah, that, man. And look. Yeah, no, that was totally Russia, but
Anyway, random cool headline that I thought was hilarious.
that's wild.
And of course, if it's Russia, I'm gonna throw it on here. Or Florida.
Yeah. There was another Russia or Florida for you guys.
Still, my favorite is man accidentally dies by burying himself alive.
It's just, it doesn't feel like an accident. When you say the sentence out loud, it doesn't feel like it was an accident.
Since it is our birthday, what are some of
Happy
your
birthday.
favorite bits or lines that we've said?
Oh, you asked me this before, and I told you I didn't have an answer for this, right?
The Earth being a cube.
Oh yeah, that's iconic.
The Earth being a cube. Wait, why can't we talk about black stuff?
That's historical, you know. I feel like our comedy episode, if you guys haven't listened to that one just now, our deep dive, our damn it on comedy.
Yeah, buddy.
That episode was great. You know, the shower setting thing I'm still stuck on.
Yeah.
Literally. Literally. Ah.
I just think Russia, Florida's in general.
Yeah, those are always great. You guys let us know what your favorite, bits and pieces. What keeps you coming back? Let us know what you like. Let us know what you
don't
don't
like.
like.
And let's do a real throwback. Shout out Dallas.
Shout out Dallas. God damn. How could you forget about Dallas? Matthew McConaughey hasn't forgotten about Dallas.
Hey, maybe Matthew McConaughey's a listener.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Because he just goes into Spotify and searches Dallas.
And it totally would be some like rich guy weird shit. He'd be like, I found this little, this cute little pod. It's niche. It's very bespoke.
He's gonna go on some podcast that we've never heard of, and then we're just gonna get a bajillion follows.
Yeah. Oh, lately I've been digging The Flood. These two guys, I think they're from Maryland.
Yeah, one's white, one's black.
All right.
They know what they're talking about.
They talk really
But they definitely still sound like they might be drunk.
They don't need to know we're drunk. Stop it.
No, we already told them we're celebrating with mimosas.
I am
$8 champagne, everybody.
scholar, sir. A fucking scholar and a saint. A saint, and I will not have you question otherwise, just like our good Lord and Savior, Jake Paul.
Oh, wow. I was about to hijack that one.
How you do, son? Nope, it's too late. We gonna talk about Jake Paul and fucking Ben Askren. Jake Paul is going for his third fight, I believe this is, and it is against retired UFC boxing specialist Ben Askren. Ben Askren.
And Jake was the one that fought, fought Nate Robinson, right?
Yes.
Logan's the one trying to fight Floyd?
Yes. There you go. Ben Askren, who has had a total of 22 fights, 19 wins, 6 KOs, 7 decisions, 2 losses, 1 KO, 1 submission, right?
This guy sounds like he wants to put Jake in his place.
Versus Jake Paul, who has had 2 fights with 2 wins to his,
One of which
defense.
was to, 5'9" Nate Robinson.
So, I mean, at the moment, the fight is going to be hosted on Triller TV, as another one of their Fight Club events.
Yeah.
Dana White has put $1 million up for Ben, talking about Ben gonna wash Jake Paul's shit. But Jake came through, with that extra aggressive braggadocious shit. It was like fucking up into $2 million. Come on, talk that cash shit. And I don't even like Jake Paul, right? But I can respect the attitude,
Yeah.
right? Like, niggas like, nobody take me seriously, so guess what? I'm not gonna take any of this seriously. And that part I can respect. But I'm also
He's a
here
professional troll, after all.
to, honestly. God, the one who... Can you imagine, YouTube was this wonderful, kept secret for such a long time where we could go to watch
Ad-free YouTube. Oh, man, it was
YouTube
wonderful.
poops, all that great shit, right?
Ad-free YouTube
Unforgivable,
was the best.
son. And somehow Jake Paul became the face of that. The face of all of that. And sometimes I'm upset and I'm insulted, but other times I'm like, you know what, honestly, when that whole prank era, that social experiment age of YouTube was happening,
I still do love to do social experiments.
Wow.
I told you about the paper that I wrote where I faked my death on social media to see how everything would play out.
See, that's extra toxic shit. I was gonna say
This was also way long ago.
You're not like them dudes who used to go into the hood and drop off, suspicious packages and stuff like that. But
I was I think 20 when I did that.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I keep seeing training videos of this nigga working out, and I'm like, I don't know. He looks like he might be a problem. The dude's not small, right?
Yeah.
Jake is what, 6'2" or some shit like that. So
Yeah, and his last fight was against 5'7" Nate Robinson.
yeah, right. So clearly he's cherry picking. That's why his brother wants to fight Floyd. It's all for spectacle, but wonder how seriously he's taking this fighting thing, right? Like, because at this point it seems like it's all been for spectacle, and Ben Askren seems to really want to teach this dude a lesson.
Yeah.
So, and it's a boxing match, unfortunately. It's not a UFC match. I would love for this to be a UFC match. But we're not going to get to watch Jake absolutely get the snot beat out of him. But do you think he will get the snot beat out of him?
If it's an old retired boxer with 19 wins out of 22 fights.
So you're not familiar with Ben Askren either, then?
Huh? No.
No, you don't. Do you watch a lot of UFC?
Mm-mm.
No. I mean, it's fair. I prefer
Pretty
boxing.
good record.
Oh, absolutely. And that's just his professional UFC record. Like, there, I don't know if that includes his Bellator fights or any of his, like, amateur fight record. So, yeah, I don't know. The event seems to be, fucking padded to the gills with musical entertainment.
Is Snoop Dogg commentating again?
I don't know if he'll be commentating.
By the way, everybody, just a reminder, we are a safe place, a safe haven from Snoop finding you.
Except for Snoop definitely found me this week as I was researching this, Jake Paul Ben Askren fight. It turns out part of the musical entertainment for this will be Mount Westmore, a new, supergroup formed by Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Too Short, and E40. 4 West heavy legends. Heavy West Coast legends. And of course that's why, they chose the name Mount Westmore. Too Short said in an interview with Vlad that they already have more than 50 songs recorded, and they plan on releasing volume 1 of the supergroup's discography sometime in April, probably around the same time as the Triller Jake Paul fight, which will also coincide with their first ever live performance at the Triller Fight Club event alongside Doja Cat, Justin Bieber, the Black Keys, Major Lazer, and Saweetie. So
why does the one rock band always have to be the Black fucking Keys? They suck! God!
I mean, that's a heavy lineup though for this fucking Jake Paul fight. It makes me wonder who else is on the fight card. I didn't bother to look that up, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah. I'm wondering what this fucking supergroup is gonna sound like.
Black Keys suck.
So you're not even It's funny because I brought this up so we could talk about fucking Mount Westmore, right?
The Black Keys fucking suck. They were like, alright, so we want to sound like the Strokes. Okay, cool, but there's only 2 of us. What's the last band that did that? The White Stripes. Great, let's try to do that. Oh, wait, but we're not as talented as Jack White. So what do we do now? Keep going.
Keep going. I mean, look.
They suck!
I don't want to call Mount Westmore a tax write-off. But I do wonder if this is going to come out sounding like cookout music.
It also could be all 4 of them just doing their collaborative flex to just be like, don't forget about us.
Essentially, that's what Too Short was saying, right? Is they've traveled and performed together so many times that it only makes sense at this point to actually make some music together. And apparently, the sessions have been lit. They got 50 some songs recorded. So
who's the producer?
Maybe this will be a revival of. You talked about Snoop Dogg, Too Short, E40, and Ice Cube. I'm sure between the 4 of them, somebody is producer heavy.
Dre.
Yeah, look. And between the 4 of them, I'm sure they all have fucking connections to get Rick Rubin to fucking just blaze on the fucking deck. So
he's gonna be like, alright, Rick Rubin. He's like, yeah, I'd totally be down to do it. On one condition. Can you make sure there's shag rugs scattered throughout the house? I'd prefer to work barefoot.
Look, I guess I'm here for it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch this fight. I don't know. No, I don't know if I'm going to pay to watch this fight.
Oh, hell no!
But I am interested to see what this super group is gonna sound like. You know, we got fucking Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars doing Silk Sonic over here. I'm still waiting for that fucking album to drop. And with all these super groups forming, you may think that fucking Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole is next.
That's never gonna happen.
What would you fucking do if Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Meek Mill announced that they was gonna drop an album together?
No. Kendrick, J. Cole, Big Crit.
That would be heavy. God.
You have the New York sound, well, the New York influence sound, the West Coast sound, and the South.
I was gonna say because J. Cole's from fucking North Carolina.
If you want to throw in a fourth for the Midwest sound,
Fayetteville.
if you want to throw in a fourth for the Midwest sound, and I actually can never see this happening because there's no way I can see him working with Kendrick, and it's Lupe.
No.
I can never see him working with Kendrick.
That's a pipe dream, sir. That's a pipe dream that'll never happen.
Yeah, Lupe, I don't think Lupe will ever work with Kendrick. He's like, he's taking my whole thing!
Meanwhile, we go to drop this on fucking Saturday, and tomorrow Lupe and Kendrick will drop a fucking single together for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Because what else is, you know, bound to happen in 2020?
We've called a bunch of shit already.
Not just that, this shit fucking year just keeps getting wilder and wilder. I mean, like, we can't really dance around it anymore. Let's talk about the fucking spa shooter. Like, that shit is fucking...
Oh yeah, COVID restrictions are lifting. You know what else is lifting? Mass shootings.
Yeah.
Y'all remember those?
Dark joke, but in all honesty... Man,
Getting all back to normal.
Oh man, I hoped we were gonna be able to leave that one behind us, but I guess not. And then this nigga had the nerve to blame it on his sex addiction. And these fucking...
You know what else is left behind? Shells.
Wow, bro.
Seashells by the seashore.
There's no seashore by it. I guess there is, not by Atlanta though. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm from the police.
Alright, I'm done now.
No, it's fine. Because this shit is fucking tragic, yo. It truly is tragic. As we're all trying to loosen up here from a year-long, like, intense anxiety, like, we were just literally discussing how, you know, men and women are killing themselves at higher rates throughout the United States, especially because of what has happened recently in the last, you know, couple of years. And as soon as things get warm outside, you niggas don't know how to fucking act. It's terrible. It's tragic. Honestly, like, what was it? 9 people?
I don't know. This was not a return to normal I wanted to hear about. And the fact that this is a quote-unquote return to normal once again further proves that none of this is normal. Alright, we're done, guys. Bye!
Again, yeah, I would like to be able to just, you know, ignore this shit and move on to the next thing, but it really... I know people who are listening are probably like, oh my god, this has been talked about so much. Do we really have to hear them talk about it? Yes, it is important for everybody to have the discussion. Stop skirting around the discussion because, like I was saying earlier, the fucking police response to this shit is disgusting in itself, outside of the disgusting actions of this individual. Like, it is truly appalling how casually we are able to shrug off the actions of a sick individual, one who is clearly targeting people based on race, one who was using an ever-growing movement against, you know, sexual identity and, like, sexual, like, freedom as an excuse to be violent. Like, Utah is, at this moment, Utah is trying to pass a law that would outlaw pornography, right? Like,
Good luck.
no, it's on the fucking it's on the bill. Like, the legislation has been written, and they're going to be voting on it, and there's a good chance that it will pass. Because in the Midwest, they have slowly but steadily been pushing this idea that porn is a national health crisis. And things like this, the excuse that is being given for the shooter's motives, will bolster that. Because he claims he did it because he had a sex addiction. And he was frustrated, and he was taking out his frustration on the places that enabled his sex addiction. So can you imagine, this is like, I don't know.
He doesn't sound very insolent.
People may say that this is a leap, but how far off are we from one of these fucking nut jobs going and shooting up AVN, right? Like the adult video like awards or whatever for people who aren't hip. Like, sex workers are constantly being demonized and are still being demonized. You know, like foster cesta is a real thing that decriminalized, or not decriminalized, but that heavily.
I got help with Spanish homework from strippers.
But we are steadily, like, that's America though, right? Violence is normalized and sex is taboo, right? That's one of the big differences between us and Europe. Is violence is super okay here. We're totally fine with watching people get their noodles blown out, and like,
but nobody wants to see your noodle out.
Right, right. Watching the dude masturbate on the train, that is fucking, that is grotesque and way too much. But this dude, he was having a bad day, you know. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm so over, and we're gonna get into. You know what, this might even be, we're gonna take a break, because when I come back, I'm about to go off on people being so afraid of sex.
2 by 2, yes. On the arc.
Cammy, go. Cammy, you're holding up traffic.
1 dog.
Come on.
2 dogs.
Good boy. Go.
That's all the animals in the world, right?
I believe so.
Alright, we're ready to go.
Just 2 dogs.
The world's flooded, everybody. We have all of the animals. We have 2 dogs.
So,
as you were saying,
let's talk. Right? Okay.
You'll wrap it all up. I'm just saying, just pick right back up where you were.
I don't know where your, what your opinion on porn is, right? I just find it funny that, how many things does Doc find funny?
A lot. And he's pretending, and he's tired of pretending that it's not.
I find it funny that, you know, these states, I don't know if this is something you pay attention to, but a lot of the states that are pushing this porn is health crisis narrative are a lot of the Midwestern states, or like the Northwestern states, like, you know, the Montanas, the Utahs.
The Northwestern that aren't Seattle and Oregon, or Portland, or Oregon and Washington.
It may even be a couple of them, right? Because, I mean, Ted Cruz was pushing that whole bill that would have decriminalized what kind of sex toys women could purchase and shit like that. And it's like, so there is a part of this nation that has this whole, I guess, apprehension to sexual freedom and sexual identity, right? There always have been. I mean, that's why fucking the Scarlet Letter was a thing, right? We literally used to criminalize women for being, and people in general, men, like, I mean, being divorced used to be taboo in this fucking country, right?
True.
So, the idea that they're trying to make certain kinds of porn or porn illegal is, it's not new or surprising, right? I just think what's surprising is how heavily this is carrying into the 21st century. But America, like I said, has always been yay violence, sex.
Yeah.
But also, this is the country that I feel like made teen sex comedies a thing, right?
American Pie.
Dazed and Confused. Like, that's a Porky's and shit like that. Oh my god, the 80s is full of tons of problematic teen sex comedy shit. Look. So the fact that we're trying to decriminalize, meanwhile, people are getting upset over them fucking, I guarantee you, the same people who live in the states where they think that they should decriminalize porn are the same people who are getting upset that they're trying to cancel Pepe Le Pew, right? Like, let's take that into full perspective there.
Well, let me just take a little aside here. The thing that Twitter was getting angry about was the Magic School Bus reboot. They were like, no, they butchered all of these characters. How can they do this? Well, that show came out 4 years ago and only had 2 seasons.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, how were they, like, what characters got butchered? Because I don't even remember. I don't think I watched
like, Miss Frizzle has, like, longer hair and she doesn't have, like, the crazy space earrings.
Yeah,
and...
the, like, carrot top afro kind of thing.
Yeah, and people were like, they're whitewashing! And, like, all of the, like, black and Asian characters, like, they still were, like, black and Asian, and I'm just like, just an updated art style. Like, I looked at it, I was like, this really looks fine. Like, this just looks like an updated version with modern art.
Yeah.
The fact that it came out 4 years ago and has already stopped.
But that's what I'm saying, like, we are sitting in this weird time paradox, I feel like, where we are having, I guess, the climax of all of the cultural discussions that America has been confronted with over its existence. And, you know, the sex one has always been kind of like at the foundation of all of this shit. We came over here and were abhorred by the way the Native Americans existed in their family units, and the nuclear family has been a thing ever since the religious right came to power in the fucking 1970s.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't work. Hashtag justice for Johnny, right?
Remember, like, okay, I was listening to Behind the Bastards, and they were doing a special on Rush Limbaugh, and they were talking about his belittling of the show Murphy Brown because she was a single mother in the show. And it's like, yeah, so single mothers used to be taboo in this country.
Yeah.
Right? I say all that to say this. Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens complaining about Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B's performance at the Grammys is fucking ridiculous. Like, Ben Shapiro is the kind of person who is the reason why girls can't wear spaghetti straps in school.
Yeah.
Like, if you... Okay, I get that this performance here was a bit burlesque, if we should say. But
what do you expect?
What do you expect from a song called Wet Ass Pussy? By two women who are very strong in their agency and very outspoken in their sexual identity.
Very nicely put.
Because it's the truth.
It is.
Like, we're all fucking adults here, right? What are your kids doing up watching the Grammys? One, if you have a performance you specifically want them to see, that's cool.
Two,
right?
Why haven't you instilled them with the belief that the Grammys don't fucking matter? That's your first problem.
Three, why are we still judging women for being outspoken and open about their... I mean, I don't know. I went through all kinds of different, like, Grammy moments and shit like this to see how outrageous this was in terms of
like when
the
I was
Grammys.
doing homework a couple of the dancers came up to me, so I was just like picking their brain, right?
Well, I mean,
And I'm just like, so how does it actually feel up there? And they were like, it actually feels really empowering.
it made me go back and watch the, a couple Grammy performances that were labeled risque and stuff like that. And one that I came back to, I guess that would be the most closest comparison, is the Lady Marmalade performance at the Grammys from Christina Aguilera, Pink, Lil' Kim,
Yep.
and all that. Because it was burlesque in a sense, but this Meg Thee Stallion performance blows that shit out of the water, dog. And it is nothing. It is nothing in fucking comparison, son. But I say all that to say this once again. As Cardi B has said plenty of fucking times at this point, I don't know why we need to keep having this fucking conversation. She makes music for adults.
Yes.
The song is called Wet Ass Pussy because it is for adults, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's child, if you are in charge of your kid, if you are active in your kid's life, I know you can't block everything out of their lives, but you can, it's not hard to set parental
Actually,
controls.
it's not that hard if you have the family plan for everything,
It's
but then you
really
just
not.
have to live invasively in your kid's life until they turn 18, and then they're probably going to need therapy on the way out. So good luck with that.
I mean, I willfully disagree with bits and pieces of it, right? But I also feel like
I might have been projecting.
if you're doing it a little bit, I also feel like if you're doing your job as a parent, right? If your child hears a song called Wet Ass Pussy, they're not all of a sudden gonna go wild on the fucking internet, right? This is people who know they're not doing a good job parenting and are afraid to have the tough discussions with their fucking kids, right? My son is 8. He's coming of age to the point where we're gonna have to have some awkward talks. But as a parent, you should have been preparing yourself for that fucking shit, right? You should be preparing. You should have been preparing your daughter to. And this may be just me, right? Like, because some people will say that 8 is too fucking young to be talking to your kids about sex and shit, right? And I'm like, it's not when fucking, okay, like, literally, I'm not gonna put this person on blast, but last night we was watching Justice League, and I had a friend over whose daughter had a milestone and, had her period for the first time while we were here watching Justice League and shit. And it's like, it was a moment she wanted to be there for, right? But she was comfortable in the fact that she had prepared her daughter for this moment, so she wasn't that upset about it, right? And her daughter, it wasn't like this big thing, like mommy didn't need to be there because she did her job as a fucking parent and prepared her daughter well in advance for something that was going to happen for them. Like, it's 2021.
You all know how great Dez is. He was on here.
Yo, it's 2021. If you are not teaching your kids that they don't have to use their bodies to get ahead, and that women who do use their bodies to get ahead are not less than, because then you're part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like, your kids do not have to be exposed to this content, but you should be preparing your children to be exposed to the world.
This is part of the reason that Zoolander is one of my favorite movies.
Oh my god, how are you going to tie Zoolander into this?
Because it's a farce. Like, models inherently are using their body to get ahead, but models are acceptable, right?
Well, it's kind of like porn.
And then they're like, well, what do models do? And they're like, well, we show everybody how to look really good and wear their hair in cool ways.
Fair enough, right? It's the difference between porn and prostitution, right? Like, prostitution is illegal, but porn is fine because there's a camera, right? Like, if you film it, it's no longer prostitution. Unless you live in Utah, then in that case, it's still a public health crisis, right? We have niggas who will drive all the way out to fucking massage parlors where they may or may not have been getting happy endings from to facilitate their sex addictions, but then violently take it out on those people because their sex addictions are demonized by the traditional values that they hold, right? So then we take sex and we look at that like that is the problem. We look at women who are championing the thing that at the end of the day everybody craves, right? Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens can talk about how gross it is to hear about other women's wet ass pussies all they want. but ladies, when your nigga in that shit and he digging in them guts, you don't want to hear, hold on, let me get the KY real quick. That's all I'm fucking saying. Let's be adults here. That's why, Kellen, I'm sorry. You might not want to listen to this episode.
Dude, he's 14 and been on Twitter for at least 2 years.
Yeah, and hopefully his parents have prepared him for a kind of world where the fucking, I don't know, all the information is
I know his dad. He's done a good job.
Literally, my point is we've been in the same, like, realm of existence as smartphones for over a decade now, right? Like I was getting ready to say, all of the information available is in the palm of your hands now. If you're not preparing your children for that, then you're the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Not Cardi B.
The moment they get their
Stallion.
first phone, they now have something that is greater than the Library of Alexandria.
Seriously. It's
even better than the card Library of Alexandria. That's how good it is.
Far beyond the time of blaming media for your kids being fucked up. It's far beyond the time of you blaming video games for fucking Johnny's outburst. You know what I mean? If you are not policing your kids, for lack of a better term, and we'll see my point here in a second.
Be involved in your kids' lives.
The state will police your kids. And the state will eventually say that things like bagging your pants, which, don't get me started on that, are illegal. The state will say that pornography is a public health crisis. Because instead of teaching your kids about sex, they have decided that what we will say is wait till you're married. That way the kids you have are your problem and not the state's. You know what I mean? So kids just, instead of teaching them about fucking contraception and being sexually intelligent, we're just teaching them to repress their desires. And eventually, when it bubbles over, it's your problem. Except for it's not. It's not. Some of the states with the highest welfare rates are the
I'm
states...
Catholic. I totally get what you're saying.
Exactly. But so you know what I mean.
Recovering Catholic.
But you know what I mean when
100%.
I say that some of the states with the highest welfare ratios and stuff are the states where the teen pregnancy rate is soaring through the fucking roof. And these also happen to be states under fucking Republican control where they push these conservative ideas. Right? And some people will say, oh, your leftist agenda is showing, but it's is it really left to think that these kids should be, honestly, they're growing up faster and faster as it is. And it is because technology is getting better and better, and we do exist in the age of information. We cannot hide these things anymore. So should we still be trying to? Should we still be? I guess my point is, should we still be outraged at this fucking performance? Right? I guess there are some people who in themselves can say, I didn't want to personally be exposed to this kind of thing. But to them, isn't it as simple as changing the fucking channel? And if everybody had turned the fucking channel when that performance came on and tuned out, don't you think the Grammys would have noticed that shit? And maybe next year that won't happen again?
Yup.
Come on. And it's clear that the impact of the fucking song is undeniable. It is still, we're almost a year out from when that song fucking dropped.
Yeah. And
its impact is still that, noteworthy. That fucking Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens had to go on a rant about it.
Yep.
And which led me to going on a rant about it.
It's just a girl flex.
It's normalized girls needing it too.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? And it's weird as a guy that I should have to fucking say that, right? But one thing that always made me mad is like dudes who go to the end of the earth, right, to smash on something. And I know the term smash is problematic, but like dudes who go to the end of the earth to get with a girl and then will immediately turn around and like call her a slut because she slept with them and it was quote unquote easy. Like, way to fuck it up for everybody else, bro. Like, that's how we traumatize people and shit. Not just that, but literally that's how you traumatize people and shit.
Yep.
Like, this girl fucking likes you, and, you know, she does something that she thinks you both want to do, and then you make her feel like shit about it, and that's like, cool. That's like just American culture, right? Like, like, seriously. I never got it. I never fucking understood it. And there are many people I come to like blows with about this shit because they're all like, oh, what if your daughter became a fucking porn star? I mean, if by the time my daughter is like legally able to become a fucking porn star, I hope I've done my job as a fucking parent so that she knows that her body is not the only way that she can make money. If that is what she chooses to do after me, like, I don't know, skillfully teaching her that, then I'm gonna assume that she came to that decision based on, you know, better moral values than that. And I'm gonna be a little bit, you know, I guess I'm gonna be putting some things in my block terms list. But honestly, like, why do we continue to do this as a species? Like, it's just weird to me.
We continue to do it as a species so we can continue on as a species.
Is that what you think? We continue to demonize sex as a species?
No, I'm talking about sex in general.
Oh, well. Ha 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 ha.
The Earth is a cube.
And that's my rant for the week. Stop being so afraid of sex. Guys, stop being so afraid of, and I didn't even get into the discussion of this being two women of color, right, and how their bodies are demonized, because I could have got into this whole like thing of where I was looking at the Lady Marmalade, you know, performance, and do you know who was wearing like revealing costumes and shit when they did their whole costume reveal? Pink and Christina Aguilera. Meanwhile, you know who else is in that song? Maya and Lil' Kim. Both of them were wearing full body costumes. Black women are not allowed to show their bodies, and their bodies are often, you know, I don't want to say demonized, but they're looked at. Black women and black men are hypersexualized. And that's a whole ass discussion that I could have had here, right? But the discussion I'm trying to have is normalize fucking having sex. I don't know. Like, I was talking to somebody else about this shit, and they were like, is it necessary to advertise the, you know, owning of your sexual identity and stuff like that? And I don't know where your opinion lies.
What was the question again?
That. Like, is it necessary to advertise it in the way that, you know, is advertised in hip-hop by the female artists, or not even just female hip-hop artists, but like women in the entertainment industry, period. Like,
I mean, they can talk about what they want,
but that's the point, right? So like, but at what point does it become too much?
When they're telling people to storm the Capitol?
Or when they're telling people about their wet ass pussy. Like, that's my point. Like, you know, 50 Cent made Magic Stick Weave, Lil Jon made fucking From the Windows to the Wall, but like, people were all over
Lady Gaga made Disco Stick.
Yeah, like, Madonna made Like a Virgin. Like,
Rihanna made Rude Boy.
But yeah, Rihanna caught shit for that. And
the song still gets played.
But yeah, I mean, because sex sells, right? But there are people who, I guess, aren't as into the sex scene and don't feel like, you know, it's necessary. And there's so many twists and turns we could take down that discussion as well. But whereas the performance for the song Wet Ass Pussy, I feel like was appropriate for a song called Wet Ass Pussy.
Yeah.
There are people like, why did that have to be the song that they performed? And there is an argument to be had that it was culturally relevant, especially around the discussion that was had over the song Wet Ass Pussy. But is there a point where there's too much sex in the media? And yeah, I mean, as a father, you know how.
But what about in the champagne room?
See, and
that's a fucking throwback.
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. But that's my point, though. And everybody does it. Everybody does it. At some point, we all do it, and we've all had to done it because, or else we wouldn't be here.
Yep.
So why are we still so afraid of it?
Because the devil. Yeah. That's all I got.
I was gonna say, and on that note, we could take a break and then come back into a little bit of Ziggy Needs Therapy.
Oh man, I'm already good on that right now. We'll save that story because there's a to be continued.
Continue? Nah, man. I don't know. It's
because remember, I still have to go to dinner with Mom.
Yeah.
So I might get the 3 Days of Darkness, World's Ending in 2032 talk.
Way to just...
It's a little teaser for you.
Nice teaser trailer for you guys.
I remember my siblings were saying something like, yeah, and then the letter ended on, like, pedophile rings.
Whoa. Oh, your mom's a QAnon, yo.
Yeah.
Your mom's a QAnon. No, don't do that.
It sucks.
It's just a reminder that
none of this is normal.
And this time, it's real.
Deuces!
Look, it's a flood! It's a flood!
It's flooding!
Get away!
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates!
Wait, why can't we talk about
It
black
is
stuff?
time to